we're at a point where I think we have to have a paradigm switch in engineering education so that we now begin to think about how our designs impact other generations. In the civil engineering vernacular, that's referred to as sustainability of design.
We're always looking for building products that not only improve the performance of a building, but have another story behind them, you know, that they are products of a local region, or they're products that are reusing materials or some other long-term benefit on the environment in particular.
A lot of people's view of mining is very negative, and it has to do with the way in which we know they have extracted gold, for example, using lots of other toxic things to withdraw that material. If people understand, well, not all mining is done that way, and there are mines that have very limited or no impact at all, and that's where we're getting our material from to make this block, then I think people are going to view this block very positively.
Porter Block would be of interest to Knife River because we're always looking for ways to help the environment and also qualify for LEED projects. In the last 3 years, we've seen a green movement that we haven't seen before, and it's from architects to engineers to city employees that are pushing green building to a degree that we need to be proactive in it. And any sort of material that we can use and qualify for LEED projects based on recycled materials would be a very good thing for us as a company, and welcomed for sure by the people in Portland.
You know, people have a poor image, I think, of mines, and mines probably cause a lot of that themselves, and yet they're only mining materials that the world wants. You know, they aren't mining something that no one wants, and so we need that product, but we also need to find a benign and beneficial and environmentally sound use for the tailings, for, you know, what's left. And so we have a byproduct that for years, since it's started, that sat there and no one had a use for it. Now John and his, you know, and his wisdom and insight and fortitude went to work on it and generated a tremendous, you know, building product out of it that is environmentally sound and sensible. One of the big issues with a new mine development is the tailings impoundment. Well, this makes it almost, you know, we don't need all that big footprint anymore. We don't need, you know, 50 acres or 100 acres or 300 acres. So it puts the mining footprint to be very, very small. And when they're done, they leave no footprint. And I think it gives everyone a whole new image of what a modern day mine is all about.
All right, well, there's just a little sample of some of the people that we've interviewed over the course of the last couple of years. You'll notice that there are no federal or state employees in here that couldn't go on camera. But it's been a fascinating process to learn so much about this industry that I am away from the industry. I came from recreation management, and I grew up in mining. And I used to play on piles of this tailings like this and fly ash and a variety of other things at my father's mines. But he told me one day, he said, if you ever find a use for these piles, you've really got something. And so years ago, I started going to do the research to find a lot of these uses. And what I found basically is that our mining industry is turned off throughout most of North America, and especially in Montana. It used to represent 48% of our workforce. Now it's down to less than 2% of our workforce. So here's an opportunity to bring the mining industry back into fruition, but not create a damaging impact to our environment. Well, what's important, you can't bring tailings into the marketplace, we found, without two critical elements here, and that's the architects and the engineers. And for them to embrace green mining, we found that they would require reliable sizing, consistent color retention, LEED credits, meeting government standards or ASTM standards, and the sustainability of their designs, and that it was going to be socially responsible. So if we met these criteria, then we found that the architects and engineers would migrate to our products. Our goal is to expand our 2-year associate's degree programs in concrete technology. We have to create a new concrete technology workforce, and that burden will fall on more than just the shoulders of Alpena Community College in northern Michigan. We're offering tuition-free scholarships, since almost 70% of our kids in Montana don't go on to higher education. And after a couple more years, maybe 20% go into it. And I would suspect that most states are fairly similar. And we see that if we bring more kids into concrete technology, this will be the great answer, that it will be sustainable for our futures. And I think as an industry, we need to have a plan that will bring them in and provide the education for them so that they can become our leaders and help us find more ways to improve the environment. So we had to bring some partners into this. We've really tried to collaborate openly as we integrate into the programs. Montana Tech, they're the premier school for mining in the world. They have to rewrite their textbooks. You know, here we're dealing with an industry that teaches people how to hide mine waste, and we have to teach them to, A, not use the word waste anymore, but also to have the idea that it's going back into society. The University of Montana College of Technology in Missoula will be the new location of our new school. Flathead Valley Community College, another local school that's adjacent to a number of mines, will also be in that program. Montana State University and their College of Engineering. Alpena Community College and the great school there that they've created in Michigan. There is the host of the World Center for Concrete Technology. If you've never been to the World Center, I encourage you to go to Alpena, Michigan. And what happened there is they ran out of timber resources back about late 1800s. No timber, let's go after the resources they have with limestone. And so it led to the production of cement, which then became the logical choice that Besser Company developed the block machinery. And so they had the cement right there to really prove out all their technology with block machinery. We had a unique opportunity here a few months ago that we were invited into a national demonstration project with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. And the EPA has given us the go-ahead to bring private companies to a demonstration project in Bonner, Montana, starting this spring. And as we ask manufacturers of equipment, those that are involved in technology, others that are involved in the promotion of the industry, we ask their support to come on board here. We're going to feature concrete equipment and technology in a national demonstration project. Block is our central focus. Precast is next, and ready mix. And the bottom line is your children and your grandchildren will thank you for your efforts to join in this national demonstration project. What we see here is the word sustainability being intertwined with green. And what we're seeing is that green is kind of fading in a way that it doesn't fully describe what the real opportunity is here, or really what was started by my hero, Teddy Roosevelt. If you can't read that, I'll read it for you. The nation behaves well if it treats the natural resources as assets, which it must turn over to the next generation increased and not impaired in value. And I would charge that the sustainability revolution started with Teddy Roosevelt, and we have not heeded his message. We have not heeded the Indians' message of using all parts of the buffalo. And here's the chance to have the sustainability revolution really take hold in North America and spread that around the world. That sustainability for us is the get down to the basics. Get down to not destroying the earth through the mining process, whether it's in aggregate production or it's in hard rock mining. There's an opportunity here to change the world, and it's through mining. Our largest industry, they need help. They need the concrete technology to come together and crash together in this sustainability revolution. I thank you for your support today. Thanks to the folks here at World of Concrete. Thanks to Hanley Wood, and look for me on the cover of the magazine here too. Okay, thanks again, everybody.